As we continue our celebration of Black History Month, we turn to some local Civil War heroes. Everyone knows the war's outcome was monumentally important for newly freed slaves.
But less is known about other African Americans who actually fought for the Union. Seth Kaplan has their story.
We're here at Lebanon Cemetery in North York, and we have approximately 30 Civil War soldiers that are laid to rest here in these hallowed grounds.
Even if you wouldn't know it by looking at most of their gravestones.
After the Civil War and even up until the 1960s, cemeteries were largely segregated. So even though these folks fought for their country, they couldn't be buried in a military cemetery.
Samantha Dorm, a co-founder of Friends of Lebanon Cemetery.
This is Reverend Jesse S. Coles, and Reverend Coles fought with the 29th Infantry out of Connecticut. After the war, he goes on to divinity school, he becomes a reverend, and he's here in York in the 1890s.
Raised quite a family.
Clara Coles is his daughter, and she was a huge part of the women's suffrage movement here.
Some of us think of the Civil War as a war mostly fought between white people on two sides of whether there should be slavery or not. We think of Union soldiers as mostly white men fighting for these ideals. There were black men fighting too.
Absolutely. We also have the Reverend John H. Hector. He was injured while he was holding the reins of the horse for Ulysses S. Grant.
This wasn't somebody just at the fringes of things. Like, he was holding the reins of a horse that was carrying the future president.
Yes.
All of them buried here. But there are also key places in York where they lived.
Both of these gentlemen were with the same church, which was now the Small Memorial AME Zion Church that's located in York City. His home was located at 116 East King Street. That same property still standing today. It was a place for colored travelers to have safe refuge in York City.
Greenberry Robinson's grave site is even more modest.
He was assigned to an all-white unit, which was the 87th Infantry. He was their cook and their medic. And so, of course, during the war, he's with them through all of these things, but in death, there's segregation. So he is here at Lebanon Cemetery.
With that little
with just
stone,
a small
let's
marker.
face it,
and several members of the 87th Infantry are less than a mile away at Prospect Hill Cemetery, but they couldn't be buried together due to segregation.
Buried together, though, with other local black heroes.
The very first black police officer in York County, a gentleman with the last name of Diggs, he's buried here to my left. This was in the late 1890s.
Hard to believe now.
But I knew nothing of history.
When Samantha Dorm started doing all this in 2019.
To be able to know and learn so much about people that not only look like me, but in some cases are related to me, it's just opened up this other world.
A world coming more alive the longer it's buried. In York, Seth Kaplan.
We're telling their stories.
ABC 27 News.